So we are upstairs in my family room, and today we're going to be doing 15 minutes of decluttering here, and we're also going to be talking about how to declutter other people's things. And if that's something we can even do. I am wearing that meatloaf dress I was telling you about. I don't know if you'll see it eventually, but let's go ahead and let's hop right into it. Make sure that you have some garbage bags or totes or something like that because we're going to be putting stuff into it. Let's go. This might look a little bit familiar to you. This is where I had a whole bunch of stuff that was just lined up here, and especially right here. And it was all my daughter and my son-in-law's stuff. So one thing that I can say is you really can't declutter someone else's things. All you can do is just kind of put it in one spot. And you're going to find that the more that you run through this process, you're going to find that they're going to take those things and do something with them. So it all kind of starts with you. And when you start to move in that kind of a direction, you're going to find that others are going to also follow suit. So we have the rest of this living room that we're going to do. And I think that we should really go ahead and just get to it. So I'm going to go ahead and set 15-minute timer on my watch. You ready? I don't know if I'm ready, but I say we do it anyway. All right, ready and go. All right, so today I want to talk about perfectionism and how that has a tendency to stop us. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to put you right here. I have address. All right. So, perfectionism. One of the things that I have noticed, and I'm going to be completely transparent with you through this. There goes Addie. Um, Perfectionism. We have a tendency, and I know this is you. I know it is because it's me. We have a tendency to not want to start things unless we can absolutely, completely finish them to perfection. What happens with that is if we can't, we're just not going to start it. Or if we do start it and for whatever reason we can't finish it, then we have a tendency to beat ourselves up over it and like, well, I should have done it in the first place because now look. So that's kind of where I've been at for the past few days myself is we started this, right? We started this journey with each other, and then I had to take my daughter to her college to sign up for classes and things like that. Well, I didn't record any videos. Really, Addie? I didn't record any videos in advance or anything, and so I couldn't finish this upstairs series with you. I wanted to, but I did not. Now, it took me a moment to really figure out, okay, how was I going to continue with these videos with you, because I wanted to make sure that I was being as authentic. Really, Addie? I was being as authentic with you as I possibly could. But I was putting myself in my own perfection process. And I didn't want to do that. So that's why, even though this is not the week that we should be finishing the living room and stuff, I still wanted to do it anyway. Because I'm going to finish what I started. And if you end up getting sick, or if you feel like it one day or whatever, don't blame yourself. Just pick up where you left off. When it comes to decluttering, this is going to poke the bag, which is why I'm having to bend it first. I know you can't see what it is, but it's like some metal thing. when it comes to decluttering, or even when we get into the deep cleaning process, we're going to be going through each of these zones every single month. So if you don't get to, let's say, this family room this month, then oh well, you'll get to it next month. But for the sake of these videos, I really want to make sure that I'm keeping as continuous as I possibly can. All right, there we go. So next week, I'm going to finish this up this week. And then next week, I'm going to go in the proper zone. So it'll seem a little bit weird, but we'll get there. And I will probably end up making another zone video so you can kind of understand what we're working with. So you can kind of see how all that's working. And each of these weeks, I'm going to go ahead and put them into their own playlist for the zone, so you'll be able to keep track of what to do each week. That's the plan with that. So perfectionism, going back to that, when the kids were younger, I would assign them one of the tasks. I think we talked about that. I don't remember when I talked about that, probably weekly or daily or something like that when we went through those. But what I would do is I would assign the kids a task, and you might be thinking, well, they're not going to be able to do it as good as me. And you know what? That's probably true. They may not be able to do it as good as you, but done is better than not done. Even if it isn't to your standards or as perfect as you could have done, it's still done. And that's something that I had to really sit with and figure out. We get into like oh my goodness, there's a word for it. It is, oh my gosh. Of course, it's going to escape me as I'm trying to talk about it, right? It's a analysis paralysis. There it is. Whew, that took way too long. So there's like an analysis paralysis that we kind of go through, where we take a look at the problem or the situation that we have, and it's too big for us. We think it's way too big, and so we do nothing. There it is. So we do nothing about it because it's too big. And that is not something that is going to help us move forward with what we're doing. This is my daughter's. That will go over there. So one of the beauty things about this particular journey that you and I are going on is it's just getting up and doing something. If we can get up and do something for 15 minutes a day, it's going to get done. It's kind of like when you want to lose weight, right? You're like all or nothing. I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to cut my calories. I'm going to work out in a gym 4 hours a day, right? I'm going to do all this stuff. And then when you get burnt out, because it's going to happen, when you get burnt out, you're like, okay, I failed. I failed, and I guess I'm just stuck. Well, that's why we don't want to go in and just do this whole house clean. I can't work that way. I do not work well because I burn out. And then it takes me days or weeks to recover from it. And then I'm kind of stuck back where I was. So that's something that this particular system will help you avoid. Okay. I have so many things with all they have to go somewhere and kind of stuck, but this is the squirrel me moving things everywhere. Okay, let's come back here. I'm going to work on this table. I'm not going to do anything else but this table. See, so guys, don't think that you're alone in some of these squirrel moments. I do the same thing. So the perfectionist in me says, I want all of it gone. I want it gone yesterday. I want it gone 2 weeks ago. But the other side of me says, you know what? I know realistically, if I don't take small bites out of this, it ain't getting done. So let me see what's in here. Oh, all my nail art stuff. Oh, look, that looks like all my eyeshadows. Of course it is. Of course it is. Oh, so yeah, when we went to the college, I'll tell you a little bit about that. I guess it kind of also leads to what we've been talking about, perfectionism, because my daughter is very much a perfectionist kind of person too. She had this great idea about what college life was going to be like. She is definitely not a partier. I'm not worried about her doing the party thing. She is very against all the normal things that college kids do. And no, it's not an act. She doesn't like it when I drink. We have 5 minutes left. She doesn't like it when I drink. So I know that she's not going to. I know that she's not going to go crazy because she just is so against it. When I smoked, she was against it, so I know she's not going to do that. She's a little on the boy crazy side, not gonna lie. But I think it's gonna be good. But we had 2 days where they kind of planned what they wanted us to do, like sit in on these lectures or whatever they were doing, and it's not us. We are very much a fly by the seat of our pants kind of people, and she kind of got a little bit overwhelmed with that because she definitely did not want to she didn't want to sit in some of these lectures, but I told her, hey, we have to sit through some of them because some of this is really super important. So she just wanted to go tour the campus and stuff like that. I'm like, no, we need to at least get some of this information in our brains. But that perfectionist side of her is, she had started to say, why do we even come? If we can't really do, if we can't do what we want to, then why do we even come? And it's like, well, we came to get information. We came to go and get you scheduled. Oh, that's another thing. 3 minutes. I could do this. So her classes. So she's a dance major. She wants to run her own dance studio. And when it came to her schedule, she has this grand idea about what she wanted to do for, she had her whole 4 years planned out. What classes she needed to take, which, you know what, I commend her that she had all these things planned already. But the problem is that if one small thing doesn't go as planned, then, the world is going to hell, basically. So, I don't want this. I have so many heated blankets now that I can actually say I'm getting rid of it. So, when she went to go sign up for her classes, she found out that the major that she wanted to go for, they removed. So, of course, it was a whole state of panic because, like I said, she had her whole 4 years mapped out, and But it's like, okay, well, you know what? It's fine. We can go with the flow with this. And it just because you had it mapped out, well, let's just map out what the new major is. I don't know if this is going to close. Aha, nice. So, at that point, she was rethinking everything. Um, and it's like, well, no, you wanted to go through, you wanted to go and be a dance major. Let's do it. And, let's just see what the equivalent is and go from there. So, just because something doesn't get done exactly how you want it to doesn't mean it doesn't work out. So, this new major, she has to audition for to be able to take the dance classes, which she was trying to avoid. Not that she won't actually make the audition and do well, she just didn't want to have to audition. Well, guess what? You're going to have to audition now. So that's fine. She's not going to be able to take any dance classes in her first year, but hopefully her second year she will, because she'll be able to audition for it. So, perfectionism is definitely going to be a stopper for movement in anything you do. And that's something that I've had to learn because I like to control things. I'm, I like things in a nice, um, it needs to make sense, logical sense. If it doesn't make logical sense, then I have a hard time with it. And I'm not a controlling person, but at the same time, I need to have a sense of control. All right, so that is our timer. I was moving my camera, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw these empty bottles away. These are vitamins. My son likes to go and grab them on his way out. I'm going to have him move them though. All right. And take care of these, and then we'll be done. All right. And that's going to be our 15 minutes. So today we talked about perfectionism, and we also talked about how to declutter somebody else's things, which we found out that you can't really do. Uh, I didn't need a second garbage bag. I only used one, but of course, these are kitchen bags. So hopefully this time you enjoyed. And I really, you know what, the living room up here is starting to actually feel like a space where we can sit down and watch TV again. Um, this is really a place of which we have as our game room. Um, we have a lot of games, we have a lot of movies, things like that. And tomorrow, um, we're going to talk about how to deal with the clutter that you need to keep, because we all have it. We have that clutter that is important. Maybe it's wires, maybe it's game accessories, stuff like that. So we'll be talking more about that tomorrow. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, thank you for coming along with me. Bye.